All right, this is OneLastMidnight. Welcome back to another episode of Valheim. So today we're going to look at 5 mods that absolutely change the game of Valheim and makes it more enjoyable and more difficult. I hope you guys enjoy the video. The first mod we're going to look at is creature level and loot control. Now this mod does exactly what it says it's going to do. It allows you to change the creature level and the amount of loot that you get back per each creature. The mod is highly configurable. You can set any type of level for any of the creatures with special effects, and they have different elemental infusions and different damage types. All kinds of things can be configured for the creatures to make them even more difficult and challenging, including having the boss levels be just something like crazy numbers. For my modded Patreon server, we've set this up so that the creatures always start at a level 3. That is a 2-starred creature, and the creatures will spawn in with varying different effects. You can see that this is a level 4 poison-infused gray dwarf, and you'll be able to find, at least the way that I've configured it for the server, creatures all the way up to level 5. Now, another nice thing that this mod does, it allows for respawnings of burial chambers and crypts and troll caves, so that for every, and you can set this up because it's completely configurable, but you can have it spawn by default every single game day. The burial chambers and the crypts will respawn. Not only the monsters, but also the items inside. So for those of you that are looking for a higher difficulty level of your creatures, definitely install the creature level and loot control mod, because it will make Valheim seriously hard depending on how you configure the mod. The next mod we're going to look at is the Epic Loot mod by Randy Knapp. Now, this mod allows you to get there's a possibility, a chance for magical enchanted items. The magic items come in different rarities, so you can get a rare, an epic, or a legendary magic items, and when you pick up the item, they'll have certain effects associated to them. You can see I've got this slender crude bow of archery, which has a negative 80% weight. It gives me a 5+ bow skill when I use it, 8 damage for fire, and an additional 18% physical damage. All creatures have a chance to give away some sort of epic loot, so the more that you battle, the greater the chance you have at finding something that is really cool. Of course, that's based on a percentage, so don't expect every single creature to drop a magical item. When you do find that magical item, however, it will glow with a specific color, and that color indicates what the rarity is. The Epic Loot mod by Randy Knapp, I mean, it really changes how the game is played. In combination with the creature level, not only are you making the creatures difficult, but you're also finding magical items that will help you with those difficult creatures. It's a great addition to Valheim, especially if you're looking for that role-playing type of experience. The next 3 mods have to do with adding more items into the game. The first one we're going to look at is Masterchef. And Masterchef allows you to cook 25 new recipes. Items like broth, Duke's jelly, fruit smoothies, shawarmas, pancakes, blood sausage, energy bars. The thing that I like about Masterchef the most is that they're very well planned out. You're not finding these recipes or unlocking these recipes until you find those specific items. And they're very well balanced with the game. So some of the first items you're going to wind up unlocking is broth, which gives you 10 health, 10 stamina, and has a duration of 600 seconds. It requires 2 meat and a dandelion, which are abundant, especially early on in the game when you start getting better weapons. And for an example of a next tier up item, you look at the necktail skewer, which requires necktail, a turnip, a mushroom, and then carrot oil. And carrot oil is one of those ingredients that you can make, but is also required for you to be able to make other items. So again, a great variety, 25 new crafting recipes. So if you're that type of person that's looking for more recipes in the game, especially when it comes to food, Masterchef is going to be your choice. Another mod that adds more recipes into the game is Atos Arrows. Now, Atos Arrows adds a whole slew of new arrow types into the game. You can see here we've got a stone arrow, which requires stone, wood, and feathers. It does blunt damage of 27. It's kind of a replacement for the flint arrow. And then we've got blunted arrows, which are bronze, stone, core wood, feathers, so on and so forth. Bone arrows, heavy blunts, heavy flints, heavy bones, heavy obsidian arrows, heavy needle arrows. It also adds bombs into the game. There are throwable items that you can set off a radius of fire damage or ice damage. Exploding arrows also have those same effects. Again, this is another very nicely balanced mod. It's not cheesy to the point where it's very easy to make these arrows. It actually requires you to gather a decent amount of resources to be able to make the arrow. So it doesn't feel like it's cheating. It just feels like a great progression into the entire arrow system. Atos Arrows gives you 15 new arrows, 2 bombs, and it also adds in a black metal bow. Not very attractive, but an ugly MF for sure. It doesn't look very pretty at all, to be honest with you. But it is a very effective bow. So if you're into more archery options, definitely take a look at Atos Arrows. Finally, we're going to look at Odins Potions Plus. Now, Odin's Potion Plus adds 14 new RPG-style potions into the game. So you're not having to worry about fermenting, and these aren't, so overpowered that it minimizes on the fermented potions. This is just an additional option that you can do, and also, allows you to get into potions much earlier into the game. So take, for example, one of the first things that you're going to wind up unlocking is the Lesser Spiritual Healing Vial, which requires raspberries and dandelions, and which gives you 25 health back instantaneously. A great little early level addition into the game, especially if you're using the creature level and loot control mod and the epic loot mod in conjunction with these, because the creatures are harder and you're definitely going to need this little healing early on. Again, 14 new different types of healing. It goes from lesser, meteor to grand. There's some magical flasks as well that allows you to run faster, or it allows you to glow for a short period of time. Fortifies some resistances to blunt, slash, and piercing. And then Flash of the Gods, which gives you a health regen of 5% and a massive healing of 250. If you take all 5 of these mods and add them to your game, you are going to have an incredible RPG experience. It really broadens the scope of Valheim by adding these really cool RPG elements into it. Epic loot, Odin's Potions, and then also with the additional recipes that you get from Masterchef and Atos Arrows, on top of the fact that you're making the creatures much more difficult to battle with the creature level and loot control mod. You'll completely change the experience of Valheim for yourself. Well, that's it for me and 5 mods that absolutely change Valheim. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm currently running these mods and more on my Patreon modded server. We have it to the point where everything is extremely difficult. Surviving is really hard. You're having to work together in groups. But so satisfying when you pick up those magical items or you create your magical potions or new arrows or food and go off and adventure in a group. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Would love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below, and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.